Today we're going to learn how to do a hip hinge using the pneumatic device. So we're going to use the Kaiser pull-through to teach this position. One benefit that using a pneumatic device has is that because less force is needed to increase your speed or velocity of movement, it allows you to be able to move through the full range of motion, so hip extension and hip flexion, controlling your body but also really locking out at the top and getting that hip extension or pop of the hips at the top end of the movement. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to set up, so our feet are going to set up about hip width apart. What we don't want is our knees to be turned in as we're moving out, as we're moving through our movement. So that would look as such. All right, we want to make sure that when we're going back, our hips are driving, we're getting a slight bend in our knees, and we're trying to get our torso angle down towards the floor, and our hip angle is going to be about 90 degrees. So this will look as such. What we're going to do at the top is we're really going to focus on driving our hips through and pulling through and popping them out. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to pull through. So from this side angle, what we're going to be looking at here now is our hips getting a good motion going straight backwards, our arms following the direction of our hips, and our back not flexing or extending. So what flexion or extension in this position looks like is such. This would be flexion, where we're getting an arch in our back. Extension would be here, or we're making our back more concave. What we want to focus on is really driving our hips back, maintaining a nice neutral spine, and pulling through from this position. This one we're going to look at it from the back angle. What we're looking for this time is, again, similar to the front, not letting our knees come in. We're going to make sure that our feet are staying planted on the floor. We're really going to grip the floor with our feet, make sure that we're getting the weight of our body in our midfoot. What we're also going to look for this time is our hips not swaying from one side to the other. So I'll demonstrate what an incorrect position looks like. Now I'm going to demonstrate what a proper position looks like from the back. In conclusion, the advantage of a pneumatic device is that it provides a constant state of tension throughout the whole range of motion of a movement, thus negating the effect that momentum can have on somebody's movement mechanics. What this means essentially is that the control of the movement is based on the performer, and the performer himself or herself is going to have to force their body into the positions without having any added effect that a free weight would have. So for instance, if I was doing a kettlebell swing, the weight of the kettlebell, which has inertia in this case because it has mass, would help force the performer into two different positions, whether it's into that hip extension position or whether it's into that hip flexion position. So using a pneumatic device really puts the onus on the performer to actually get to these full range of motions, so get to the end range in extension and the end range in flexion, thus improving their movement mechanics.